Good morning. Oh man, another beautiful weekend. We had some clouds set in this morning though, so I'm getting a bit of a later start than I had planned. But I have the time, so it's fine. Oh, hello. Yeah. So today, since I know everyone was hanging on to every word I was saying during an hour-long YouTube video, I don't know how people consume this, but I enjoy making it. But as I said in that one, today we're doing the Cachagua loop. I was planning to, which means we'll be doing the same out that you guys saw last time, but we go a little further and then we come back a different way with a gnarly climb in it. That person up. But we're just gonna take it nice and easy. We're just gonna have a nice, lovely Friday spin. One of the nice things about going this direction is you have less of a desire to just smash on the way back, like I did last week. It wasn't really smashing, but it was like, at least RPE wise, relatively about like a high tempo workout, because it was short, but definitely got my heart rate up. Luckily, the race, every Thursday I do a team time trial race on Zwift with my team, and this week my team was just hurting. They must have just been hurting because, got a face full of bug, because there were some sections where we were having trouble sticking together. And we've been racing together. A lot of these guys that I race with, we've been racing together for over 2 years. Some of us have raced like 100 events plus together. But yeah, we were hurting yesterday, so I was able to somehow average the peak tempo heart rate, but still tempo during the time trial. So hopefully that means I'll feel good today. Or it could just mean I'm super fatigued. I'm taking my time on the warm-up today as well. We're keeping watts low for a while, because this route only adds like 6 or 8 miles, but it almost adds like 75% to the time. So I'm under the gun because my memory card only holds just under 4 hours of footage at this quality, but it should not take me that long. I'm wondering how I'm going to do my 40 plus miles and how I'm going to record those, if it'd be worth having the second memory card. I think so. I bought 2 memory cards for this thing because they were only like $16 each. It's insane how cheap they were. But I have intents to do much longer rides outside. I need to capture all of it. Not sure how it's going to be, but I might not be able to do the quality I want to, just due to the sheer size of the file and how long it would take to process. But I have a pretty beefy computer that could just pull an overnighter and get that rendered pretty easily overnight, given like a full night. Probably wouldn't even take that long. I've noticed that at least at 60 frames per second when I render on my NLE, my nonlinear editor, I can get it so that it does just about 100 frames per second render. So an hour video is about 40 minutes, or about 48 minutes, no, 46, 47 minutes to render. At least that's how long I think the hour 10-minute video actually was from last week. But I'll tell you what, one of the big differences I'm doing this week, which should, in theory, really up the quality, is I'm now in 4K 60 instead of 4K 120, because there's no point I found to do 4K 120 other than to annoy you when you're trying to do test renders and figuring it all out. Far back. Barrel House Brewing. Oh, man. I think I've literally had 2 beers this entire year. I never could drink alcohol, even when I was young and supposedly at the age where I can deal with that, I can buffer that. But no, I never could, which I guess is kind of a blessing, I'll be real. It's not the most encouraging situation when basically anytime you drink, a lot of wind noise, sorry, but anytime you drink, you feel bad. The only time I've ever been able to consume something like a beer and not get sick was when I'm on like an ultra tour. But then at that point, my body's just like, calories and hydration, give me it all. All I care about is recomping what I lost. And in those situations, it's lovely. But otherwise, nah. I did do a test render on Final Cut versus DaVinci to test out the difference in quality between their noise isolation, because this is a very loud ride, especially when you get up above like 15 miles per hour or you actually catch a headwind. Maybe when I get my next work payout, I'll just invest in a lavalier system. That is really the way for cycling, I've just discovered. So noise isolation just makes it sound yuck. So yeah guys, I'm sure you recognize this whole section. There's about 4 or 5 different length routes I do that start basically with the same out section from the last video. One thing that's super cool though is like, normally when I'm recording something like a content of me cycling, it's from a stream and the bit rate and quality is nowhere near what I can achieve just directly recording to this camera. Gotta make sure the battery bank is on. I think it automatically turns on when plugged in, so we'll rely on that. Otherwise, I'll see you after an hour and the normal battery dies and I have to plug it back in and figure it out. So hopefully there's no time gap. I will say not having a time gap is huge for editing. Because then you don't have to find any splicing. Because guys, I don't know if you noticed, anybody who does this, the Garmin, what is it? Garmin Verb Edit app which is one of the, if not the go-to for adding metrics to action cam video, such as like speed and power, is not a fully supported app anymore now that Internet Explorer doesn't exist. So rip Garmin Verb Edit, at least to being simple, because now it is not simple. Now you have to, well, the way I do it is super clunky, but in my Resolve app, or my Resolve program, my video editing app, I create what's called a generator, which is built into the program. And basically you can put any color background in it without importing like a image to use. You can just generate it, like a green background or a blue background or blue layer of any kind, you know, that kind of thing. And so I create one, a green one of the identical length to my GPS or GPX or fit file. And then when I import it into my editor, unfortunately, basically an hour or two later, I can take that and adjust it in there so that it lines up with the video. But I tried something else today to also help with that, and I don't know how close it'll be, but it'll at least be much closer than the last video. I started my camera the exact same time that I started my Garmin. My hope is that will lead to a nearly perfect sync just right off the bat, or at least within 5 to 10 seconds, maybe max 30 seconds as GPS establishes. Oh, a bit of traffic there. That's why I like to hold speed through this section, because cars also go very fast through here. But you can hold with very little power output 20 to 25 plus because of the little climb we're going up right now. It's basically always a climb going this way, except for the occasional loop-to-loop. But we're taking it much easier today because I'm enjoying this. And I want to just see what happens on a longer ride. That last hour and 5-minute ride, I just wanted it to be longer. But I guess for the first time, first video out, it was great to have a smaller file. So I wasn't dealing with a monster file. Well, more monstrous than it already was. Trying to trial and error certain things, a little gravelly. This section of road is very bad. Heart rate's a little high today, but I've accumulated a lot of fatigue over the last 2 weeks, but intentionally so. I will say recovery days are really feeling good right now. Like on Wednesday, I basically averaged zone 1 heart rate for an hour and a half on the bike. And I just felt so refreshed yesterday. Another thing that I learned from YouTube, uploading something like this, is that it takes about 12 hours to process the 4K version per hour of video at 60 frames per second. Because it was literally 24 when I tried it the first time at 120 frames per second. It's just double the time to encode it. But one thing that's really nice is they give you that, VP9 codec for longer videos by default, as well as if you're uploading 4K, it's VP9 by default, which is the superior YouTube compression algorithm. Okay, this is where we're coming down. We'll be looping around. This is where we rejoin this route. Is this road off to our right that we're passing. That's the Cachagua grade. The reason I'm doing it this direction is it is much better. Going up that way is very, very tough. It's, I would say, the harder direction. But going down the other side that I will be ascending on is far, far more dangerous to descend. A lot of misbanked turns and blind corners. And that just makes it so I would prefer to go up that way and down this steeper, more properly designed road, because this side of the grade has been more recently rebuilt. There have been a few landslides over the last probably 10 years that have forced the county to mostly rebuild that road. But the other side did not have such landslides. So it's a bit older, and yeah, just when it was built, the turns are all improperly cambered outwards, and it's just not as safe. Much more leisurely paced than last week. Well, not really, just a little bit. Well, I'm not carrying my momentum as much. I'm just letting my legs kind of just spin, relying more on gearing, I guess. Oh, this guy's the guy behind me. I guess he's turning up here. I will have to probably do a bathroom stop at some point, which will be a regular on this channel, just for your FYI. Like last week I kicked up this, now I'm dropping to my little ring. Oh man, it is hot. I almost forgot sunscreen. Almost. That would have been so bad. The last 2 times I've gone out, I've remembered. And it's been just a completely different experience. Yay. There's this pull out up another half mile or so to 3/4 of a mile. I might stop there to use the bathroom just to be very comfortable. But I'm already like 2.5 liters deep in fluids today. So my mornings are usually very active in running back and forth from the bathroom. Guys, I'm nearly to the point where 190 is my all-day pace outside. Almost. And by all day, I mean like 6 hour plus. Which I guess really isn't all day, is it? But I would say 6 hours plus then. So I'm rocking the ND16 again. A little correction from last week, it does come off with the media mod attached. I just didn't believe in myself the first time I tried. Man, look at the flowers. The thistle, too. Do psych us out, heck yeah. What a day. Yeah, I'm still sitting right at a very comfortable heart rate. About 5 BPM below my LT1, which is just spectacular. I love riding that zone because you just do feel like you can do it forever. It's just that indefinite feeling, especially if you have a very good amount of base. And zone 2 legs, which are my best legs, because I'm not suited for big watts. So I'm very happy with my current fitness level. I'm so pleased. I've never been like this. I finally broke through the last kind of plateau from my hip replacement recovery. I'd say a couple months ago. Kind of. Maybe like a month and a half ago? Yeah, something like that. But I was forced because of injury and other situations, just busy. I basically had 3 weeks where I did nothing on the bike, like 80 miles a week, which for me is almost a third of what I normally do. And I lost a lot of top end, but it just allowed for the body to recover to a deeper level. Like the small little injuries that don't take you off the bike, but you just feel like the little ache here, the pain here, those things are kind of recovered. And it just allows you to go into the next cycle very, very strong. I'd be happy if I could maintain this heart rate all day, which is probably going to be close to my average. If I average under 146, well, really under 150, but under 146, I will be so happy. Because 146, 148 is, well, 146 really is more kind of my LT that I'm most concerned with meeting. Okay, here's my bathroom stop coming up, guys, which sucks. A little disappointing because you can really build some speed there, but no need, because I gotta pee. Ooh, just caught a rock. My shoe, luckily it missed my axioma. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to set you guys down, don't really have any other option. extra free recovery. That's the vibe of today. Grab a drink. This field across from me right now is just full of, was that mustard and what, lavender flowers, or no, that's lupin. And lupin, absolutely gorgeous. Plus we also get that iconic California poppy, that beautiful sunburst orange. Hopefully this stop doesn't affect my synchronization with the GoPro, but it shouldn't because it didn't last time. But one thing I noticed, my Garmin read sometimes like 1 mile per hour when I was stationary at like 10, 20 cadence. Ooh, I just got smacked in the neck by a bee. It didn't sting me though. Right. Oh, there's like floating willow seeds in here, so I didn't want to get a mouthful of them. I'm trying to decide if it's hotter this Friday than it was last Friday, and I think it is a definite maybe, an absolute possibility. No, that's sweet pea. That's wild sweet pea. I was like, that's not lupin. There's wild sweet pea in there. So that's pretty cool. There is lupin too. Oh, we got a tow truck behind us. Please pass right here. Little flatbed. Oh, this is so nice. I have a fairly low BMI, so I really gravitate towards hot weather. That was one thing I was very pleased with when I started really getting into ultra, was how well my body buffers very high temperatures. Cold, not so much. Go. Oh, those little sections of road that are super. Whoa! Damn! Careful, little dudes. I love how much easier it is to do a higher cadence outside. Indoor, my cadence is so low. Usually I average like 65. Then outside I average like 75, which is still very low, but I can also spin at like 90 and not feel like I'm running away with myself. Can't really do that inside. 90 feels like a million. God, there are a lot of bugs out. I've had so many things hit me in the face. Probably not a good idea that I'm talking half the time. So because I'm shooting at 60 frames per second now instead of 120, and at the same video bitrate quality, we should see double the quality, technically. I mean, in reality, it probably won't look like that, but on paper, we should have double the quality, because every frame should be getting double the throughput. So we'll see if that's true, because I was a little slightly disappointed with the 120, but that's kind of pushing the boundaries of the GoPro processor. One thing that's super sick, guys, one really cool thing is that if you shoot in the super view, you can reframe to the other views afterwards. That's one of the biggest features that really makes the GoPro 11 stand out, is their reframing. Especially if you shoot with their full sensor readout, you can do everything. You can do so much, like that horizon lock feature. I don't know, it's just all about reframing, which I'm all for. Being able to, I wonder what it does with the quality though, versus shooting it natively with that setting in mind. That might have something to do. That might. Actually, yeah, now I think about it, that might actually be a very significant. Yes, you can reframe, but if you go from like 8x9 super view down to linear lens, which is their zoomed in lens so that it's not distorted, and it gives kind of some of the best stabilization and things. But it would probably be kind of like punching in on a 4K signal, which I guess is why you would shoot 5.3K or whatever it is. Then when you punch in, you're still only punching into, you are punching in and still maintaining like 4K if you don't go too far. If this becomes too overwhelming with file size, I might consider 1440p. Because one cool thing, I think the 1440p shoots at the same bit rate. Which I think that's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm moving about 4 minutes slower or so. Well, we'll see for sure. But I'm definitely moving slower than last week, because this was near the time I rolled into the turnaround last week, just for speed reference. Last week we averaged 19 miles per hour. Not too shabby for a little boy. I have a feeling this week it'll be closer to 16 with all the climbing, because I do not descend well. I am very cautious on descent because my bike handling is not the best. And I'll tell you, I've broken enough bones. Like, I'm willing to do thrilling type of things, but descending on a mountain bike or a road bike at a speed that I would call my fastest speed, it's just not worth it. Maybe on occasion I'll bank, but it takes an occasion. Love this section of road. Not only is it just a nice little spot, but the road's very smooth right here. This is how I imagine a Zwift tarmac road feels. Just zero rolling resistance. Hashtag, what is it? Zwifters in the wild. I have to remember to tag my stuff with that. But what other opportunities do I have to get all dressed up in my spandex and my color matching kit? We're nearly to the turnaround. So far we're about 2 minutes behind, which means, yeah, we'll be about 3 to 4 minutes behind. Yeah, not bad considering we also stopped. Wait, did that stop? I don't know, I'll have to check if the timer kept going. If the timer stopped with my Garmin, that might actually be cool. Not sure on what element I have displayed right now, or what metric I have, if it's riding time or total time. So maybe it might not be that much slower. It was funny, back at the bathroom stop I did, just before I was about to do my business, I heard a car coming, and they were coming, I could hear them coming very slow relative to how I would expect a car to come around that turn. So I was like, oh man, they're gonna come right up around me and get a nice show. And it looked like they actually did. They wanted to turn out in the spot that I had turned out, but courteously kept going when they saw my bike and me standing there waiting patiently. Luckily those things don't bother me, but they might bother them. So, ooh, big bump. So it's not, I don't think it's as bright as it was last week. It's definitely warmer, but I think we might be a little less like solar intensity. Maybe, I don't know. Probably equivalent. The shadows just look a bit darker. I was also still very pleased with the video, dude. The GoPro is just vibrating like crazy. It definitely is lowering the quality, but I will say, considering how much I see it moving right now, I'm just amazed. GoPro stabilization. It's in another class of its own. My friend, a few of my online streamer friends, a few of them are into in real life streaming, which is a complete can of worms to itself, with specialty equipment and monthly data plans and all sorts of fun stuff. But the debate is, what is the best IRL camera? Because there's really not many, there's nothing that's just perfect. And the best option is like, well, what most people consider the best option, the Sony X3000, is so old now. There have been so many models of GoPros that have come out since then. Was that around the 6? I don't know. But where it does show its age is the stabilization. GoPro just looks like it's on freaking rails. It even compensates for my poor bicycle handling when I'm zigzagging. It keeps me looking like I'm going straight. It's funny, I was watching it, I'm like, wow, look at how good of wow, I do have good bike handling skills. And then I kind of focused in more on the bars and stuff. and watch them just going wackadoo. Be like, oh, wait, never mind. Thank you, GoPro, for boosting my self-esteem, though. All right, we are now past, well, we've been past for a bit, but we're past the turnaround from last week at 44, so about 43, 42 minutes. Yeah, so, yeah, not bad. Speed's fine for the ride quality of today. Here's the climb, though. Damn, they like swerved into my lane. This is Dum Dodo climb. This climb is gnarly, guys. But it's only like at my pace, it's about a 10-minute climb at this pace. Or a little less. Maybe 9 or 8. It depends. I think last time I went up this to test out PR speed, I think I did it like low 6s. And I didn't even fully max out. I did probably like 160 or 260 watts up it, which I think if I'm feeling really fresh, I could probably hold 300 watts up this. If current numbers or anything to go off of. Now I'm feeling the heat. Now that there's no breeze. There's rarely a breeze in either direction going up and down this unless you're getting a severe offshore wind. And then it catches you just through this one section coming up around this right turn. Yeah, this is good. I'll try and hold around 200 watts up this thing. Because then we get a good amount of downhill on this other side. Basically, we drop all this elevation we're currently gaining pretty quick on the other side when you do the loop. This takes you up the east side of Cahoon Grade. The west side of Cahoon Grade is insane. When you're traveling east, oh, that is a hell of a climb. Normally when you're doing what I would call the medium length out and back, you stop right at the top before you go down the other side of Cahoon Grade, because by going down that, you are committing to something definitely on another level. It is a heck of a commitment if you go down that, because you have to come back unless you're doing the full loop, which I do intend to do this summer. But I'm gonna do it what's called the Fondo direction, which is the direction the people who do the Sea Otter Classic Grand Fondo go. But also, it's the direction the Tour of California goes. So it's very nice. And I will say, I think it's the best direction to go. It's the better of the two directions to go clockwise instead of counter to clockwise. What was weird is that the Sea Otter Grand Fondo this year, for some reason, well, there was a few landslides along one of the parts of the route, but I don't think it ever interfered with the actual race course. They did an out and back, and it just completely not what I wouldn't have signed up for it. That's for sure. The out and back was all along the Salinas Valley, which is a nice flat ride, but going East Carmel Valley Road. Oh shoot, sorry, I had all the east and west. Gosh, I'm so stupid. We're going up the west side of Cahoon Grade right now. The east side's the hard side when you're going west. Oh my gosh. Everything was inverted. I feel like trying to figure out Swift steering when you're using the reverse camera, which is also new. I'm feeling great. This is much more manageable when you're just pushing a sustainable pace. But gosh dang, is it hot. Anyway, what was I saying? I completely forgot. My stupidity completely distracted me from my stupidity. But, oh, so what I'm saying is if you're, sorry, yes, I remember, okay. Not completely stupid. When I'm going west, when you, on the Fonda route, when you get out of the Salinas Valley and you come up through Arroyo Seco to Carmel Valley Road, coming back this way is just so nice for many reasons. You have to climb basically from Greenfield to the top of Cahoon Grade, but after that, it's mostly downhill all the way into Carmel Valley and into the Lorelis Grade. So that is one of the negatives, but not when you start from where I start. When you do it through the Sea Otter, you have to do Lorelis Grade at the end. Whereas if you do it from Carmel Valley, you get to get it out of the way right away. And then the end of your ride is all fast downhill, like -1 to -2 average. It's just beautiful. Oh, RV. The view, the Winnebago. Bro, I still love, okay, so let's preface this. Lionel Sanders, I still love you, man. But, like, if you're not gonna follow through on, like, the things for your fans, just don't do them, man. Just don't do them to begin with. Because there was a fan giveaway that he had, and I think it just had so little return, or he just, whoever was responsible for it didn't follow through. But he was saying he was gonna do all this stuff for the community in support, you know, in conjunction with his Winnebago sponsorship. And he did a giveaway that I might have been one of the only people to enter, if I'm honest. And he said he was gonna share content from his fans to his story and things. Never did. Never did. It's like, dude, I know you don't really care about social media, but if that's the case, just don't do that stuff. And let your awesome team do that. And you focus on the racing, man. And I'll always love you for that. You are one of the inspirations that made me get my shit together. But still, I think that was a little weird. But anyway, rant over. Let's do this ride. That's basically the climb. We're basically done. It's starting to level off. And as far as like the Strava segment goes, there's only like another 50 yards. But we are gaining some of that elevation. We are nearly 600 calories in. I brought 400 with me, 600 with me. Alrighty. That is the top, my friends. What a beautiful little climb. but very exposed and very warm. Oh man. So this is my first outdoor ride with a new carb nutrition as well in my water. Day one I tried it, I was questioning it. Now I think I've found it to be amazing. You put 2 servings in one of these, and it's 200 calories. And 50 grams of carbs, like 250 milligrams of sodium. But I think I'm still gonna get liquid IV. Maybe not drink it on the bike because it's so strong, guys. It's like, if you're tired, you've been riding a long time, it can turn into syrup in your mouth when you try and drink it. And all you think about is just pure water at that point, which is why I invested in this fluid. Because you put 2 doses in an XL bottle and it's as though I put 1/3 or to 1/4 of a dose of liquid IV as far as strength of flavor. All right, guys, here we go. Now we basically get a lot of downhill. I'm not gonna push it or anything, I'm just gonna kind of cruise. Today's all about cruising. All right, here we go, Cachagua Road coming up. If you were to do the medium out and back or the long out and back, you'd continue straight here. But I'm turning right. Very gently turning right. Let's just freewheel down this. Just enjoy. Oh man, the wind is so warm. That's a difference from last week, is that the sun was hot, but the air was cool. This week, the air is also warm like the sun. Oh, this is so chill. I'm just relaxing. Oh man, it's like I'm in a lounge chair with these aero bars. Whee! Right. Blind turn, I take this one slow. People cut this off all the time. Nobody around today. I mean, it's midday, it's noon right now. Sorry, you probably can't hear anything I'm saying. I'm not way down by the camera. Hopefully I don't bite the handlebars. Hey, it's the Winnebago! I wonder if they're local or if they're on vacation. This is a nice area if you're on vacation. There's homeboy with the flatbed again. I wonder, maybe he lives out here and he's going out for lunch like he forgot something. After we get down to what's called the crossroads, which is at the bottom of this short little downhill, I'm gonna have to do another bathroom break. If you push the power down this, you can go so fast though, because you can still put power down. It's not that fast coasting that you can't. Oh, I love free speed. Well, these wheels, man, they are so fun, but also so fun because they catch so much wind and you get thrown around. But you still feel planted because of that rotational inertia. You feel planted, but you still get thrown around. You just have to believe that your wheels will stay down. All right. Oh, I almost ran over a lizard. Oh, perfect. I can go to the bathroom behind those little tractors. Yeah, this is the crossroads. To the left, we go up towards Jamesburg and Cachagua and the Zen Center, which is a bit of a spot. But to the right, we go towards Cachagua. All right, bathroom real quick. This is a better spot, and then we'll keep going. Another nice little break. I'll have some Fig Newtons too. To be honest, fam, I think we're nearing the halfway point. Hi, how's it going?
Nice tractor outfit.
No, thank you. I was thinking of upgrading my ride, you know?
Not very well. Not a shape.
Oh, yeah? Well, summertime's just hitting, so now outdoor season we can get back in our normal kick, I would hope, huh? Where you guys start from today?
It's past the village.
Nice. So I'm nearly through it though, just this little time to go. Are you headed back?
Yeah.
Carmel Valley Road? Nice.
Why'd you?
I did the reverse. I'm gonna go back the Cachagua Road up to climb that way. I usually prefer to kind of descend back that way as opposed to descending into Cachagua. But yeah, lovely day for a ride though, isn't it?
Still one.
Huh.
I'll take this stinger.
Nice little break spot here, isn't it?
Yeah, for a moment. Bring your bike over off. No? Where did you start?
The village. I live down just in the village.
The yellow ones have the big campaign road.
Oh, you have this area. That's probably very nice. Radar. I'm probably going to be getting myself one very soon.
Out here it's
Yeah, it's true. It's that mix, a double-edged sword where there's less traffic out here, but they can drive pretty crazy at the same time because there's less traffic.
you should park out here. Go on to Calhoun Summit for a shorter ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
Somebody broke into our car.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear.
Yeah, it was a bummer. Bummer because, you know, the car is a car, but now I'm afraid to drive out the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's much more peace of mind just to start from home or something like that.
What's your name?
I'm Aaron.
Jay and Don.
Yay, Donna, nice to meet you too.
Did you have a yellow already? I'm gonna have 100 more than it's a lot. How much is in a cup of
Well, nice to meet you too. Yeah, you too.
Take care. like speed.
It can be. It's converted over to kind of do some arrow riding, but it's definitely fast. I don't produce the most watts, so it can help a lot.
Take care.
Yeah, have a good one. Alrighty. Nice little stop. Yeah, they're doing the reverse direction to the way we're going. And they've done the majority of the climbing, so we probably won't see them coming back towards the village. They'll probably beat us back there, unless they have a mechanical or they're just out to enjoy. As they were saying, they're just heading back the way I came up. Ooh, we got some wild headwind up the valley. Luckily it's downhill, but we got a headwind, guys. This is another section, if you want, you can kind of do some really fun speed work. But I think the traffic is less friendly down this area. Not everyone, but people don't expect you to be on a bike out here. So they might, be a little generous with their cornering. One thing I was thinking that'd be really fun, it had a lot of data demand, but if I had a second camera, I could put it on the end of my aero bars and have basically a view of me, so I could do like a picture-in-picture. Maybe this summer I'll do that. Sounds enjoyable. GP Llama, if anyone doesn't follow GP Llama on YouTube, I'm sure most people who are here also know who GP Llama is, but he does a picture-in-picture now and it looks so good. It's like he's indoor streaming outside, even though I know it's pre-recorded content, but still, like, picture-in-picture looks so good. Actually, guys, I do recommend checking out some of the cyclists and some of the things on Twitch, because that's where I hang out most of the time. But there's this IRL streamer who does a lot of bike packing tours or bicycle tours, and his current setup has a picture-in-picture, and it's just amazing. Though he doesn't have a picture, his picture-in-picture shows his trailer, which is cool, but I think it'd be cooler to have like a pilot, like a view of the pilot, you know? I love how little watts you have to do down this. And I'm going to do little watts because I'm still going fast. I'm also a little hesitant with my cornering ability because my current cleat setup and this bike frame setup make it so that my the front of my toe will clip my tire if I turn too sharply. But the more and more confident I get with bike handling, the less I turn my wheel, right? You're not really supposed to turn your bike wheel unless you're going slow. But I also am probably going to, in the near future, now that my knees and hips feel so good, change my cleat position, because right now they're as far like towards my heel as possible, to help with knee pain, which pushes my toe forward. So if I could put a little more into the ball of my, or into the front of my foot, then I could probably get away with not clipping my tire as much. But the more I ride outside, the less that's an issue because my handling skills are slowly going up. There is some wind. There was wind this morning. I was wondering if it'd even be a good day to ride. That one guy, he did not seem like he was having a day. He did not seem like he was having a good day. What was his name? Jay and Donna? Jay did not seem like he was having a good day. I was like, beautiful day for a ride. He's like, yeah, it's too hot for me. I said, well, okay. Well, alrighty then. They seemed a bit tired. I don't know. Maybe someone was a bit hangry. But I'll tell you what, if I had a lady to ride with outside, I think I'd be in a pretty good mood myself. God, look at this speed. Just holding 20 plus, sub 100 watts. Oh, well, that was rough to catch an arrow. I'm getting better at it though. Honestly, I thought arrow would be a little more scary to deal with through bumps and stuff. But I really feel like I have such good control over the front end with these. Like, the extra 2 points of contact from my elbows, I think it's an improvement. I feel like, unless I get pitched super hard or something like really jerks me some direction. But in general, it just feels like it's mostly just mental when I jump out of arrow bar because I'm worried about a bump or something. As long as I'm, light on my butt, keeping more weight in my legs, which I do not have a tendency to do. I have a tendency to put a lot of weight into my saddle. But yeah, it's mostly just mental. When I just ride, and I try to release the inhibitions, okay, never mind. It feels just as safe. Like when I catch a bump that I'm not aware of and I don't psych myself, like, oh, there's a bump, psych out. When I might catch something a little off guard, I take it fine. It feels fine. I think it's purely mental. See, like that. I forget. There's actually a little rumble strip there to slow you down. Because people crash on that turn all the time for some reason. But that caught me off guard, and honestly, it didn't yeah. That's good. That is cool. My gloves are a bit slippery on the arrow bars, but it's not like they're gonna slip off very easily. I just love riding arrow. I love having this setup. I love that I converted my bike over with these bars. Absolutely love it. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. Oh, they fixed this. It's only been 20 years. This bridge used to be so shit. Oh man, it's been screwed up since I can remember. Wow, that's nice. It was dangerous. For at least 15 years, it was what I would consider dangerous. School buses drive over that. Oh yeah, dude. Done one heart rate. Today's a recovery day because tomorrow we're doing a ride on Zwift with some of the boys. There's a event that a bunch of us are going to sign up for tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. And then Sunday I have a really fun day. My buddy is coming by, and we're going to be editing the graduation film for his fire academy class. We're going to knock it out all on Sunday. Cool. So it'll be a day. I don't know what they're looking for, but we'll get something. Him and a colleague from the class are coming over, and we are just going to grind out some work. I'm stoked. I've been editing nearly daily at the moment. Even when I don't have actual work jobs. Whee! Oh man, so much speed. But yeah, even when I'm not working, I've been editing stuff. Random stuff, fun stuff. Screwing around. Playing with new techniques and methods. It's been really fun. We're nearly to the point where we will start having traffic going in our same direction. Most people on this road, about half of them, will go back the way I came in. Even if it's longer, it doesn't go over the grade. A lot of people don't like to go over the Cachagua grade. So up until about here, most people go back the way we came from. But after this, now people are going to start going basically over the grade. Well, we maybe have another quarter, half mile. Basically when we hit when we hit basically this right here actually, where the old Cachagua General Store used to be. I heard a peacock. They've been brought in, and now they're an introduced species to this area. They're in most of the canyons and east of Carmel Valley Village. But yeah, now that we're past, this is like where most of the people out here, this is the main living area. Most of the properties are. What's it, Stenson Road? But now all of these people usually go over the grade to get back out to town. Oh, rip. Sorry, little dude. Everyone who says nature is beautiful and peaceful, yes, you're right, but it is also brutal. Everyone who thinks like nature's like those freaking rainbow-filled cartoons, it's like, I mean, yes, it's beautiful, spectacular, but it is harsh. It is real. Things are trying to eat every other things. God, I think I averaged like 60 or 70 watts down this section. We're basically through the downhill now. Now it's all steady, kind of uphill until we get to the top of the grade. This is the foothill, though. He had a cattle dog. I don't want to push this power. Not today. There we go. This is okay. I don't want to push more than this, though. Ooh, finally, no more wind noise. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a lavalier bike. It should last for my long rides. And if not, I can bring most current pocket-sized lavalier systems are coming out with charging cases for them. And if you get a two channel, you can just swap between them if you're not using both channels. Let this car pass before I build. Well, please pass. I'm about to build speed. Wow. Or pass me when another car's coming down the way. You know, that'll work too. Let me a little more down till I light. Not much though. So arrow. It's fun when you like turtle show your back. You can almost feel yourself get slipperier. All right, little punch up here, and I think it's the final downhill stretch before the climb proper. When you're not attacking these hills, it really slows you down. When you don't attack these little bumps. But I am just not looking to put out actual effort today. Because this climb coming up is a good one. It is a properly long climb. Nearly time. I'm glad I ate those Fig Newtons back there. Probably get another good swig just before I get to the start of the hill, which is basically this right, then a left, and then we're in it. Like full on in it. And my bike is not really a climby bike. I've put a lot of stuff on it with the aero bars, the disc wheels, the camera, battery. See what I mean? More traffic now. Now that we're past that road. Here we go. I don't know how much I'll talk up this. This is the time I hope for an offshore breeze, which is usually the case. But it'll be a bit before we get kind of out of the valley. Oh my God. This is the minimum requirement to get up these sections. It's probably a 16% kick for a second. Maybe 14%. But there are some steep little sections up here. I have a feeling my overall time, though, is going to be competitive with other times that I ride this. Because I've never ridden this in this good a shape. But it is hot. Afternoon. Another kick. Ooh. Another reason it's smart to do this direction, because the traffic flows this way, most of the time you meet the cars that are going your direction is on the uphill, but when you go on the downhill, you're mostly matching their speed, if not perfectly matching their speed. So it's all right. Coming down this road that we're going up right now, man, you can run into a lot of cars coming the same or flowing against you. You can see there's even blind spots over the crest of extremely steep sections like this one, where you have to actually like kick up, or you can't even get up it. All right, we're at about 7% now, 8%. Now we're going back up to about 10% plus. Right here. Then we hit a switchback, goes flat, and then one of the most dangerous turns here coming from the other side. Very poorly banked. Got a car back there waiting. Oh, gravel. Ooh, that's dangerous. Oh wait, it's the next switchback where you have the nasty camber. There we go. I'd rather people be cautious. That's very nice when they are. If you don't know what to do around a cyclist, just wait. Everybody, even the cyclist, should be defensive. This is that turn. This is the Widowmaker turn. Two cars. Oh, my mom used to have an F-150. Oh, another one in that color with the step side. Oh, it looks so good. I missed that truck. That was a good truck. It's a single cab. All right. Man, it is so easy to kick up to way too high a power because of how steep it is here. And from how my legs feel when I do that, it's just not a good thing to do today. All right, this is kind of checkpoint one right here. The sections before are kind of on average steeper, but now we're about to, after another turn, open up kind of into a more exposed region as we climb out of the valley. I should have grabbed a drink before. I'll grab one now. I couldn't find my Ceres bottle. I don't know what I did with it. So I'm only rocking one XL bottle, which I think is actually just perfect because I drank a lot of water before I left and throughout the morning. I'll just catch up once I get back. Guaranteed I outsweat what I'm gonna drink. Okay, this is steeper than I remember. Maybe I'm just making things up. It's not that bad. It's just exposed now. Now I feel the radiator effect. This area off to our right now very recently burnt out. This is the Sky Ranch area that we're coming up to, and it's another community, one of the wealthier communities. But you guys probably can't see, but the reason that hillside has barely any trees is because it was moonscaped very recently. And I am actually surprised how many trees are still there alive. It's actually a testament to the resiliency of nature. Definitely impressed me. Just shows nature will go on no matter the calamity. It just might take it a while. But there's still houses like, I don't know if you can see that house to the right, still has like the temporary Ivex or whatever covering on the side. Still isn't sighted. But it's been years now. They must have ran out of money or something must have come up. I'm doing like 40 cadence right now. I don't mind this though. Oh, I'm listening to music. I forgot I turned it down when we were chatting with those people. Yeah, it's very slightly less steep. There's more of these little break spots, but that is completely negated by the excess heat today. But as long as we stay around this heart rate or so for the climb, it'll be fine. This is still an all-day heart rate. I just love that I have a heavier matchbook now. I can do these efforts and it not overall affect much the distance I'm able to ride. Mostly just the speed I'm able to do it at. Zone 2 for life, baby. Shoot, how did I do that? Keep thinking the lens is on the other side. Actually, I'm gonna pull over and check it and just put a bunch of fingerprints all over. Because we're nearly to the top. Yes, I did. Hold on, I have to pull out my lens cloth for this one. There we go. Sorry about that. All better. Good thing I bring that. Wheel spin! Drift! We're at 21 miles currently, guys. So we've already gone further from the Shire than we've ever been, at least on this channel. I'm still getting used to the hum of my back deep dish wheel. Sometimes it makes me think a car's coming. Guys, check this wall coming out on the right after this hairpin. A lot of people have carved things into the wall over the years, and it's kind of cool. Actually, I'll go by it really slow. Like, there's some beautiful geometry. Like, look at that thing up there. So look at that. Yeah, a bunch of carvings. And people come by, like this one's been here forever, and people will come by and reinforce it or carve it deeper. Very cool little spot. All right, we can nearly see the top. Guys, you're gonna love it at the top. It is so good. It's so good. Those trees up to the right, that's the top up there. So there's two more, there's a left and two more rights. And basically, I think it's the steepest little section. It hits like 20% for a little bit. All right, one right, then another right. And that's top out. And then we basically do only maybe a dozen meters of climbing after we get over this until we get back to home. That's basically all the effort, minus those little kicks, the same kicks we had coming back into Carmel Valley Village. Ah, here it is. Alrighty, and that's it. Congratulations, guys, you did it. Give yourselves a pat on the back for being amazing. This is the Sky Ranch entrance and exit. Look at this view. Wow, the hillside's just green and yellow. with hints of purple. Oh, car back. All right, let's actually go. I was getting my hydration in. Yeah, both of those riders we were talking to had the area 515. It's just the most widely loved piece of bicycle kit I've ever come across to this point, I swear. Everybody loves Bavaria. I might get the 715, which is the one with the camera, but it's just such old technology. The camera is so low quality. It's like tech from like 10 years ago. Like you could probably buy the camera itself, by itself, for like $10. And that's not at wholesale, where they're getting it at probably like $2 a camera. Off of some like wholesale warehouse site that has had these cameras probably sitting on a shelf because no one wanted them. You'd be surprised how often that happens in the tech and in the just in general production. There'll be like an overstock of something because it wasn't, or it's older, or they came out with something better. And so there's like, sometimes there'll be warehouses full of overproduction and they'll sell them pennies on the dollar. That's kind of how REI got by offering such a cheap bike with their first line of co-op. Now I know they definitely cut a break for the first line and gave everyone a really good discount to try and encourage people in. But they definitely utilized a lot of like overstock type of things, like the cable housings I learned were not used anymore because they were too big and would allow too much dirt to flow into them. Now they're a lot smaller. They were 10 mil. I think it was 10 mil cable housings, and now they're down to like 7 mil or something like that. Oh, I was like, what's that sound? It's my derailleur about to derail. All right, guys, here's the downhill. I'm gonna take it nice and easy. See, I do not descend well. Not my thing, not anymore. I've hurt myself too many times going fast. This is where one of the landslides was. Oh, this road's so nice though. sorry guys, I will refer you to South of Bryan for this stuff. This turn is nuts coming up, not this one. It's so steep. Like mountain bike steep. Alright, here it comes. Look at this, guys. Whee! Ah! Dude, it's intense. God, that's steep. But this is a better way to descend. The turns are banked properly at least. These wheels are way faster downhill, God. Or I'm just a absolute wimp. I feel like I'm gripping the brakes a lot harder than normal. But I'm an indoor specialist. I pour brake pads. Yeah, these wheels are so slippery. God damn. My cell phone. Felt like my cell phone was falling out of my pocket. Oh man, my poor brakes. Well, they're definitely warm now. First time I've ever cooked these new rotors. Yeah, you can hear they're swollen. It's all right, we don't have to use them again. We have a semi we're racing. Oh, there's our friends. We're catching them. Well, that was unexpected. Left. Wow, they were chilling. Trying to stay ahead of this semi-truck. Oh, a little break. He's gonna have to go really slow around that. Let's go, Arrow! All right, he can pass me now. Now I give him permission. Not like I'm tired or anything. Oh, that draft. That was a little fun spot. I just wanted to see if I could go faster than that double dump truck. This is not the biggest achievement, but I'll take it. I held Arrow that whole time too. Surprising amount of power in Arrow. I can't wait till it develops more because I just so enjoy it. Playing around with the position. there's some moments when you're tweaking your position that you just feel it. The lock-in point where the air just starts to float around you so smoothly. You feel this in the water, but it takes you going like 20 miles per hour on a bike to really feel it through the air. Here's this kick again. Might as well just do it. We have pretty fresh legs after all, after today. Looks like we're gonna finish in under 2 hours. That's excellent. That's what I was hoping. I gave myself 3, but I'm basing a lot of my ride times off of old me. Not the old and busted, you know? Not the new hotness. All right, guys, gotta make it to the side. We aren't done. We aren't done until we make it. Sorry, I'm tired. We're not done until we make it to the stop sign. Once we get to that, not that one. We make it to the other stop sign. Slight uphill here though, and a headwind, of course. I think that truck had to come all the way into town just to turn around. Ooh, something smells good. I'm hungry. I'm glad I ate. Well, great job. Thank you for hanging out with me today, guys. Do the things, you know. Comment, subscribe. Firstborn child and inheritance, you know it. So, yeah. Stay tuned for more stuff. And guys, don't forget to come check me out over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/PookieButt. It's a fun place.